road smooth like a satin. If you never drive power new highway, then come a whispering bumble, come stay. Let me introduce Pretty Liza Beach. From Morant Bay, 5 minutes you reach. The new rampa falls up at Trinityville. Bring the whole family, come relax and chill. Roselle Falls, oh could I forget? The Prime Minister could have passed and not get him hands wet. Every foreigner on social media say them a visit St. Thomas when them come Jamaica. Just look at us now, the urban center. They come a St. Thomas soon require visa. And me a boss, you know what excite me? It's finger licking good. We get KFC, but forgotten parish. Your face the and bright. Right, you know we picture road full of stoplights. Tell me where you get the best drinking water. St. Thomas, of course, you don't know the answer. We say them diverted to other area. And South Parchment and Juliet Cuthbert. Everybody should have known it a St. Thomas bird. And you don't have a stove, not to worry, come eat a fish cove. Better never know we have a sanctuary. Are the only one you find in the country. With Wally for crocodile, this you have to come see. So all of the single women out here, if you want a good man, then you have to come here. Let me Okay, this is one you name Jamaica Chris. St. Thomas, make we test them, how bright them is. This is a question we want to answer. St. Thomas, make we test them, how bright them is. Tell me where the first breadfruit tree discovered. St. Thomas, I think my birthplace. St. Thomas events, we done win the race.
Please keep the round of applause going. Shaquela Gordon from the Robert Charles Lightburn High School. Shaquela, that really need a part 2. So I think Pika is going to be here because you shall need your passports and a visa to come to St. Thomas. We'd also at this time like to acknowledge our hydration partner, Wisinko, and our refreshment partner, Juicy Patties. Now, we'll be making some very special presentations to some of the businesses that believed in and trusted in the vision of the Prime Minister since what feels like day one. As you know, the center, this Morant Bay Urban Center, is intended to be a one-stop shop. You're supposed to can get everything you want in here, no hassle. And you know when you see KFC, all is well.
Let me tell you, when you talk about keys to the city, now we are going to be talking about keys to the center. Keys to the center. So we have some amount of keys that we want to hand out. And our first group of clients we want to recognize are those who we consider the anchor clients, those who are vested and invested in this property. Now, these are the clients who would have identified and secured standalone units here at MBUC. They really believe in truth to the growth and the development of St. Thomas and by extension, Jamaica.
We now invite on stage to make a presentation to these clients, NCB Senior Corporate Relations Manager, Ms. Cornella Allardyce.
Ms. Allardyce.
Miss Allardyce is probably at the counter awaiting her visa, so I'd ask for another representative from our partner NCB.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Young. So, our first client that we would like to acknowledge is KFC. And as our KFC representative makes his way to the stage, another round of applause for KFC, one of our anchor clients. So those meal deals are on the way. They have the keys. Thank you. We now welcome a special presentation to Juicy Patties, who are also our refreshment partner today. Keep the applause going for our anchor client, Juicy Patties. As we look forward to be served the Juicy Patties. Keep the round of applause going. It's official, Juicy Patties has received its keys. We now welcome bringing higher education to the parish of St. Thomas, the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. Please keep the applause going for the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. And it's good to see that Shaquela Gordon and the other students of Robert Lightburn High School won't have to go far for their university education.
Okay, so we don't want you to go too far, UCC, and we're going to re-invite KFC and the Juicy because we want to get a group picture of all our anchor clients. So we want to re-invite you on stage. So Juicy and KFC.
You're watching WDT Media TV.
Display. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Allardyce and Mr. Young. We'll continue this process as we now invite our government clients to receive their keys. The Ministry of Justice. They will be occupying the most modern courthouse in the region. Minister, you're being invited.
As the Ministry of Justice collects its keys, we ask the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development to stand by.
They are relocating the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation. to the urban center.
I understand, Fabian, that 5 court sessions can be happening concurrently at the new courthouse, the most modern in Jamaica, the most modern in the region.
Absolutely. You're talking about groundbreaking happenings. Efficiency is the name of the game. Thank you very much.
Ministry of Justice. Now we welcome the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development. The Honorable Desmond Mackenzie is in the house.
Following the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development will be the Tax Administration Department. Tax Administration of Jamaica. May I invite TAJ? Yes.
Another round of applause for the TAJ. As we also welcome Heart NSTA Trust, who will also be another government client at the Morant Bay Urban Center.
And next up will be the Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency. Shaquela did indicate that you will need this service. Pika, you are next up.
Keep the applause going for Pika. We'd also like to welcome the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, which will also be housed at the Morant Bay Urban Center. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency.
And we all know that Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness and his government is really about building. And so, next up will be the National Housing Trust. They will be here for your convenience. NHT.
And since water is life, the National Water Commission will also be at the Morant Bay Urban Center. NWC.
Next up, we'll have the Department of Correctional Services.
And we hope they don't have a lot of work to do in St. Thomas.
So they're here for prevention.
Prevention. Please, another round of applause for the Department of Correctional Services. As we also welcome the Jamaica Information Services.
And following the JIS will be the Jamaica Postal Corporation.
So we now will ask our government clients to come forward for our group photo.
We have the Jamaica Postal Corporation receiving your keys. Right after, we have the group photograph. Lovely. All right, can we invite all the recipients of your keys to come forward, the government clients, and along with NCB, you will receive. Yes. So the group photograph now, please. NCB, you're invited to be in the middle, flanked by the government entities.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for all our government clients. So many services will be available at Morant Bay Urban Center, making it very convenient for the people of the parish of St. Thomas. We'd like to thank you, Mrs. Allardyce and Mr. Young, for those presentations. Our next presentation will be to some of the private sector clients who will be in our commercial building. This building is the centerpiece for the center with over 50 units of varying sizes. These presentations will be done by Chairman of the FCJ, the Honorable Littleton Shirley. Come forward, Mr. Shirley.
First up from our private sector clientele, the Mavis Bank Coffee Factory.
Please keep the applause going strong. The Mavis Bank Coffee Factory.
And he is representing well. Stationary World. Stationary World.
So we'll have Mavis Bank Coffee Factory. We're going to have Stationary World. Stationary World is coming forward. Keep the round of applause going for Stationary World. As we also welcome Noraldu, who will also be in our commercial building. The representative of Noraldu is on their way forward.
And while Noraldu's representative makes their way, we're going to invite Ribby's Lounge as
Ribby's
well.
will be here. Noraldu, please. Our representative from Noraldu is here. A round of applause for Noraldu as we welcome
Ribby's Lounge.
everything happening at St. Thomas. Ribby's Lounge. So we're having Ribby's Lounge. So things looking like we can just head over to St. Thomas on a Sunday because we're also going to have Chinese food. Taurus Gardens will be at the Morant Bay Urban Center.
And after all that food, you make sure you stop into Devon House Ice Cream.
Because we feel for something sweet. Devon House Ice Cream.
So a representative of Taurus Gardens and Devon House Ice Cream. Now, it's going to be very interesting because if you have the Chinese, you have the ice cream, you may just want to maintain
Your physique.
Fitness Express. Fitness Express.
Fitness will be at the Morant Bay Urban Center.
Okay, so Express Fitness is here. Devon House Ice Cream is here.
Another round of applause for the inimitable.
ED has affected my confidence. I found hymns. The app is easy. I know that I'm going to be ready to perform.
It was better for both of us.
Treat ED with doctor trusted medication. Get started today at hims.com.
When mosquitoes and bugs invade, your family can feel trapped indoors. Make your escape with help from Cutter Products. With a range of effective area bug solutions, you can choose the best one for your family. From lawn treatment that lasts all summer to a backyard fogger for your deck or patio. Plus Cutter candles, perfect for summer evenings.
Baby store.
Ready to help repopulate the nation.
I don't know if the store is going to do that, but once the repopulation comes alive.
We'll also have Campville Enterprise right here at the Morant Bay Urban Center.
Then we have JJ's Global Shipping and Customs Brokerage. JJ's Global Shipping and Customs Brokerage.
Of course, we are also going to have SSMC Express right here at the Morant Bay Urban Center. Ladies and gentlemen, please continue the round of applause for our clients in the commercial building, Mavis Bank Coffee Factory, Stationery World.
And of course, when we're talking about connectivity, we have to have Knutsford Express. Knutsford Express. Knutsford Express, ladies and gentlemen.
Who are, in fact, our warehouse clients who are present.
Absolutely.
And we will also have warehouse client Total Scope at Morant Bay Urban Center.
And because we are promoting alternative energy, Evergo charging station, the EVs are not left out. So Evergo charging station already set up and in place in the parking area.
Ladies and gentlemen, we applaud our clients as they collect their keys for their units. Those are some big keys. We have one more.
And then we invite our private sector clients to have that group photo with the chairman. So you just step forward a little bit. Chairman, maybe you're in the middle of the photograph. You're in the middle. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could step forward.
So ladies and gentlemen, our private sector clients, Mavis Bank Coffee Factory, Stationery World, Noraldu,
Ribby's Lounge, Taurus Gardens, Devon House Ice Cream, Express Fitness,
Memories Operators, Gaming Limited, Orion Insurance Brokers, Tiny Things Baby Store,
Campville Enterprise, JJ's Global Shipping and Customs Brokerage, SSMC Express,
Knutsford Express, Total Scope, and Evergo.
A round of applause for our private sector clientele. And finally, but equally important, we have clients who are off the soil. Not only did we begin and we conducted a feasibility study, we actually made sure that we looked at more than just numbers and the projections. We listened to what is needed and where we ought to fill the gaps. So we had long-standing businesses who were ready to grow, but they had nowhere to expand. We had young people filled with ambition, but couldn't start their ventures, largely because of lack of space, though they had great ideas. Many felt that the parish was in search of opportunities. They left for opportunities elsewhere. And when commercial space became available anywhere in the parish, they may not have been at the standard that really was befitting of growth, business growth. So therefore,
this center was built to change that. From day one, the FCJ made it a priority to reserve a significant portion of the development for the people of St. Thomas and businesses already operating here to ensure the economic future of the parish would be shaped by those who call it home. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate businesses that have stood the test of time as well as those beginning. Together, they represent the rich legacy and limitless potential of St. Thomas. To help us recognize and celebrate these clients, ladies and gentlemen, may I ask you to stand as we welcome to the stage to do this presentation, Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness.
and as the Most Honorable Prime Minister approaches us, we now invite Sterling Bakery. Please be seated. Sterling Bakery.
Sterling Bakery.
Sterling Bakery will be followed by GBT Fashion.
And GBT Fashion will be followed by Fids Furniture and Appliance.
GBT Fashions, Fids Furniture and Appliance.
We also welcome Pin Way Chinese.
They will be followed by Bad Dog Sausage.
I see Fids making their way to the stage. Bad Dog is here. Bad Dog will be followed by Woman World Medical.
And then we have Evolve Distribution. Evolve Distribution.
And Evolve Distribution will be followed by East Plug 876. Evolve Distribution is making their way to the stage. East Plug 876.
Then we have E-Urban Multimedia Solution. E-Urban Multimedia Solution.
And E-Urban will be followed by Next Step Lifelong Education Services. I see Next Step in the house.
Then we mentioned them earlier.
Pingway is here.
Right. Tiny Things Baby Store.
Tiny Things, welcome you back to the stage. Tiny Things Baby Store. We also now welcome Neville Stewart and Associates.
Followed by Niche Financing. Niche Financing. E-Urban Multimedia.
And we also welcome J Quest Solutions. We see Neville Stewart Financing.
That's Neville Stewart's and Associates, attorneys at law.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep the round of applause as our St. Thomas businesses stand for a group picture with our Prime Minister. Ah, one of our other businesses is here. We have J-Quest. Let's not get tired of applauding our St. Thomas businesses. Sterling Bakery, GBT Fashion, Fitz Furniture and Appliance.
So if you could come forward for the group pic
Pinway
with
Chinese. Bad Dog Sausages, Woman World Medical, Evolve Distribution.
East Plug 876, E-Urban Multimedia Solutions, Next Step Lifelong Edu Services.
Tiny Things Baby Store, Neville Stewart and Associates, Niche Financing and J-Quest Solutions.
Ladies and gentlemen, private sector, public sector, the local entrepreneurs from the parish of St. Thomas, all included in this groundbreaking, difference-making urban center. This is a product of the Most Honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness, Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause as the keys are handed over. Now we ask Mr. Shauna Mullings to stand by, Mr. Damien Fidd to stand by, the Honorable Delroy Chuck, and the Honorable Desmond McKenzie. We will be inviting some remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, you would now be hearing from our clients, starting with Ms. Deshauna Mullings, Chief Social Innovator, Next Step Lifelong Edu Services.
Good morning, St. Thomas. Let me hear the people who are, this center is a wow. Say wow. Those who are not from St. Thomas, let me hear you say wow. Those who are St. Thomians say wow. It's a big wow today. My neighbor beside me from NCB said, St. Thomas is now a little Jamaica. One St. Thomas never. All right. Now today, of course, it's more than a ribbon cutting, not true. It's a reckoning. We wait long, not true. We advocate, not true. We fight, not true. And we work, not true. But today is a reckoning. So I've always said, and I still stand to it, that St. Thomas has never been forgotten, true or false. Not forgotten by its people, not by its ancestors, and not by its purpose. We may have been overlooked for a little time, but we were also underinvested, but never forgotten. Somebody said never forgotten. We kept building, we were dreaming, we were working. And this is where infrastructure meets intention. And we're grateful. Somebody said gratitude is an absolute must. And today we are so grateful. The urban center is not just a place to do business. It's a place where belonging meets opportunity. I'm especially proud as the Next Step Innovation Hub that will be right over here. It represents a space that's going to bring mentorship, co-working, and multi-million-dollar grants. Somebody say money. As some of the government partners are moving from Morant Bay, we want entrepreneurs who are ready for business. Somebody say ready. In order for them to be ready, we have to prepare them, not true. This is infrastructure, but our people must be ready. Say ready again. But it doesn't sound like I'm really ready. But I have 1 minute left, so I have to hurry. And I wanted to clash you, Mr. Littleton. Right? It's been a long time coming, but I'm glad change has come. Oh, win, me or Mr. Littleton? Me win? If I me say wow. If I Mr. Littleton say, you have one vote, Mr. Littleton, me win. You have one vote. So if you should enter politics, at least you're starting with a vote. All right. So let's wrap it up. So over 60% of the registered businesses are where? Kingston and St. Andrew. Do you see a vision for what's going to happen here? National enterprise and urbanization. Somebody says St. Thomas. They said the Prime Minister is decentralizing development, and that's what we're about at Next Step. So if you need the training, you need the partnership, you need the grants, we are the person to check. This is not about charity, it's about strategy. And to wrap up, I was so happy when I saw the young girl that says, soon you're going to need a visa to come where? To St. Thomas, because over here is where it's at. So I want every young St. Thomas boy and girl. I remember when I was in university, they used to say, the only thing we know about that parish is, now all my friends want to come over here, they want to buy land over here, they want their spouse from over here, because I hear so it's there. Not true, away there? Right, yes, sir. My time is up. I want every child to know this parish was never forgotten. They're a part of the plan, and we're here, right here, to build right here. We're going to let our voices be heard. Somebody said from rebellion to renaissance. Rebellion to? And the little girl said in her dub poem, and I want to leave with this. St. Thomas, me love me parish. Gone are the days when we did impoverish. St. Thomas, me love me parish. Now urban center come, we are the really, really rich. God bless all of you. My name is Tishana Indomitable Mullins. I represent development for this parish. I am the voice for all of you. A round of applause for yourselves. God bless.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. One St. Thomas, never two. We're going to continue with the remarks, and we're now going to invite Mallory Fidd, Director at Fidd's Furniture and Appliance Company Limited, to come forward.
Fellow business owners and valued community members. Okay, sorry. Distinguished guests, fellow business owners and valued community members. It is my great pleasure to address you today at this momentous occasion, marking the opening of our own Morandi Urban Center. The establishment of this urban center represents a transformative milestone for both our businesses and the broader community. As we stand here today, we recognize several benefits this development brings to our enterprise and to our businesses in general. It will enhance accessibility and visibility of our businesses. It will promote economic growth opportunities by creating job opportunities for local residents. It is expected to expand our customer base and potentially increase our market shares. This urban center development aligns perfectly with our vision of providing furniture and appliances while contributing to our community. We are committed to serving as an anchor business in this development, fostering economic vitality, and enhancing the quality of life for the residents of St. Thomas. As we embark on this new chapter, we extend our gratitude to developers and all stakeholders and partners, and our community members who have made this possible. We look forward to growing together. We look forward to expanding our communities with this vibrant urban center and continuing to serving our valued customers with excellence. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this significant milestone. This will impact practically and benefit all our communities, our businesses, and of course, our broader economy. We thank you and we appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pitt. Appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, may we now welcome the Honorable Delroy Chuck, Minister of Justice. A round of applause for the Minister, please.
Thank you very much, chairpersons. You're doing a very good job. St. Thomas, good morning, almost good afternoon. Let me adopt the protocol so ably done by previous speakers, but if you may permit me, let me certainly pay respect to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, to Custos of St. Thomas, to the Mayor, to the Ambassador from China. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I should also pay respect to the Commissioner of Police, whose officers are doing a fantastic job, not only here in St. Thomas, but across Jamaica. Today is an important gathering at the breathtaking Morant Bay Urban Center, which can be summed up in one word: R-E-M-A-R-K-A-B-L-E, remarkable. This is a remarkable urban center. I can recall as far back as 2016, my frequent visit to St. Thomas, which Custos Bennett will remember, to officiate at Justices of the Peace seminars and ceremonies and commissioning and at judiciary events, and encountering a lengthy, bumpy, rocky journey. Fast forward to 2025. What we are witnessing today is an occasion like never before. A significant transformation of this wonderful historic parish under the leadership of Prime Minister Andrew Holness. A spanking new highway offering a breathtaking, picturesque view of the Caribbean Sea and other notable attractions. This administration can now speak loud and proud and say without fear of contradiction that St. Thomas is no longer the forgotten parish. Another aspect of this wonderful facility is the construction of a brand new court, something which has been long in coming. This development of a brand new court represents more than bricks and mortar. The newly constructed St. Thomas Parish Court, a symbol of justice, order, and service, will now be housed in space that reflects the dignity and importance of its work. The new court facilities will provide greater efficiency, security, and comfort for staff and citizens alike. It's a meaningful investment in the rule of law and a clear message that every parish, every community deserves world-class public services. It is a bold step forward in our vision for modern, accessible, and people-oriented infrastructure. As we cut this ribbon today, we are not just opening doors, we are opening opportunities for justice, for development, for the people of St. Thomas. Congratulations to all involved in bringing this vision to life. The future of St. Thomas is indeed very bright. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And at this point, we'll continue the remarks. Now we'll be hearing from the Honorable Minister of Local Government and...
Did you know our Jersey Mike's order came with a $25 Fanatics promo code? It did. It's kind of hard to forget, dude. $25 Fanatics promo code for every $25 you spend in the Jersey Mike's app when you have chips and drinks. Insane deal. Awesome. Can we please turn it off while we're eating? Bro, he's right there. He can hear you. Right, Simon? Spot on. What'd he say? Simon feels very attacked right now. He feels attacked? That's what he said. Oh, he feels attacked.
And today is a great day. I'm here today representing local government. This will be The building behind us will be the most modern local government building in any part of this world, and this was done through the vision of our Prime Minister in establishing an urban center. Today we are here celebrating this occasion, cutting ribbons and announcing the commencement of new opportunities. I want to use this platform to urge the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation, when you occupy this new facility, I'm expecting that the standard of service that you offer to the parish will improve significantly. No longer you can complain about lack of proper space to offer service. I want to commend you also in the manner in which you work in allowing the approval processes and to honor the commitments as a municipal corporation in ensuring that the proper procedures were observed during the construction of this facility. St. Thomas, you have a lot to be thankful for. This is just the beginning of a dawn of a new day. Where there is good vision, the people will always see the light. But where there is no vision, and those visions didn't exist in the 1990s, because this parish had a great track record before. Now the time has come when we have rebuilt, repurposed St. Thomas, and local government will play a critical role in the forward movement of the parish of St. Thomas. Let us use this and use it well. Let me say thank you to the Most Honorable Prime Minister for his vision and the Factories Corporation for undertaking this mammoth task, and have delivered. Well done. Thank you. St. Thomas, you're a God-blessed country.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Desmond Mackenzie, Minister of Local Government and Community Development. Ladies and gentlemen, Morgan Heritage is a Grammy-winning Jamaica reggae band formed in 1994 by 5 children of reggae artist Denroy Morgan. This group is renowned for blending traditional roots reggae, elements of soul, R&B, and dancehall, creating a sound that resonates with audiences worldwide. Today, we are joined by 2 members of this renowned group. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you put your hands together for Grams Morgan and Mojo Morgan!
You know that moment when you find a gadget and think, how did I ever live without this? That's UV curing for manufacturers. 1 minute, you're waiting hours for adhesives to dry. Next thing you know, bam, they become rock solid in seconds. Simple, efficient, and borderline magical. National, delivering the cure for weak bonds and impatient people. Visit Uvatron.com.
Like no business we know.
government.
Due to copyright, we can show the
When I pass
performance.
the Sun Coast Beach Club, and I see how fast me reach, me zip through, y'all zip through. I mean, I say, we reach already. I felt good. Because when my father brought us from America, he said, me I come to St. Thomas. Buju Banton tell me, say, what I do out there, sir? Somebody text Buju and tell him, say, the place open today. And I remember the years right over there, we kept East Fest. And we took a chance on this parish. Them say, what I do out there, sir? No sure can't go on out there, sir. So God bless Mr. Morgan, rest in peace, Daddy. I hope you see what's going on. They used to call my father the crazy Rasta man. And the vision today, when me see Goodyear Oval full like this, me overwhelmed, me no want bad. But a long time this parish has been suffering. And my team was sharing a story about the Honorable Queen Victoria, about what she said about St. Thomas. And though that was a very long time ago. But this morning, like Mr. Shirley said, you know, there's a lot of people that came to St. Thomas and talk and talk and talk. But a lot of people also came and worked. Mr. Ferguson, thank you for the work that you have done. Mr. Robertson, I remember when you called me and said, I need some ticket for East Fest. And I said, it look like this parish can go on with that thing. And now I see Michelle, Charles. I'm a fan of yours on Instagram. Your work that you are doing is just incredible. But the vision of a man, and I've become a fan, of course, me like Bob Marley, me like Hussein Bolt, me like Denry Morgan, me like Morgan Heritage. Rest in peace to my brother Peter Morgan, because we drove past here many, many years. The vision of Dr. the Honorable. Thank you. Thank you for your vision. Truly, I said I'm a fan of many people, but I stalk your Instagram page, sir, to see what is next for Jamaica. And truly, I've become a fan. Surely your history is going to be next to none. And not because we've met at several events, or I am a Labourite or a PNP. I'm just saying the work that you are doing is next to none. I've been to all kind of countries, from America to Canada. And when you talk about development, here to serve, sir. So it's not a bag of chat, like we would say in our culture. And let me tell you something, man. FCJ, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shirley. Thank you to the people that lay the bricks, because without them, the workers, the construction company, Black Soil family, Marky, Mr. Mia, Lou, big up yourself, you know. Church Corner family, we did it. And I'd like to just take this time to acknowledge my sister, Bridget, Morgan Mackenzie. Please stand. You don't see it. You always see Morgan Heritage. Please stand. That's my sister. We have some great plans on behalf of the Morgan Heritage family, because my father passed away, but the vision don't stop. And I'm just thankful for where this parish is going. Big up to all of my fellow artists that are from this parish. Taurus Riley, Popcorn, Chronic Law, Laza Morgan, Morgan Heritage. When we get on that plane, we try to represent our country the most, but we also like to represent St. Thomas. So, on behalf of the Morgan family, thank you so much. Prime Minister, don't stop. Don't stop. Let's take this guy to Portland. Let's go to St. Mary. Let's go right around the island. And I don't want to take up too much time, but I hardly get to address this man. Because where there's no vision, the people perish. There's things like the technology, like our sister said earlier, this place is built, but we have to train ourselves that we can take care of it. Me don't want to see the painter run down, because I'm going to buy paint myself and come paint it. We don't want to see in 10 years that we forgot about it. Let's not forget they said we were the forgotten parish. So St. Thomas, I love you all. Let's keep growing. Sending the picnic them go to school. Education is key. Take care of the family them and stick together. Yes?
Yeah.
Now, I have to do a small little thing, if I am permitted. And Mr. Mojo.
Yes, sir.
Step up here for me, please. Because you do a song with him.
And due to copyright,
About
we
Jamaica,
can't
the love
broadcast the
of
song.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
So
Mojo is a big,
due
big
to
farmer. I was
copyright
doing some
restriction, we can't
farming
broadcast the
over
playing
in
of the
West
song.
in Trelawney. And him decide, say, I come here so and do some farming. Everybody that's here, NCB, we're going to need some money. Because we want to make some onion for Juicy B's party. Mr. Robertson, let's make a deal. If anybody know me, them know that Rasta is a businessman. Thank you very much. Because without that, there's nothing. It's just big talk. So let's do some work and keep it going. But to all of the protocol, thank you. And I'm just going to sing a small piece of this. If you give a
For this fine company, for the bookings you've dreamed of, list your vacation rentals on Booking.com.
I want to do my part to do something that is sustainable.
If I see a problem, you just ask the question and you bring people together and figure out how to fix it.
I'm frustrated and I want to do something about it.
We at UNE are literally answering the call. I love this planet and I want to see it be as beautiful when I leave as it was when I got here.
I don't need no more.
Let's go hear from the Prime Minister,
who has made this day possible.
who is giving the main
give
address
God thanks for the
at
showers
the
of
opening
blessings
ceremony.
that He has rained on us. We are not dry weather people. We are resilient people. And we know that God is pleased with what we have done here today. Allow me to thank those who have mastered the ceremony so far, and allow me as well to acknowledge Mr. Fenton Ferguson, representing the Leader of the Opposition, the members of my cabinet who are here. So many of them are here, I could convene a cabinet meeting. His Excellency, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, Chen Daozhang, and here I must mention the special effort and support of the Chinese government and China Harbor Engineering Company, who played a critical role in this development. I must especially acknowledge the members of Parliament who also played a critical liaison role in ensuring that the project went off seamlessly. MP James Robertson for Western St. Thomas and Dr. Michelle Charles for Eastern St. Thomas. Allow me as well to acknowledge our custos, the Honorable Norma Walters, and our Mayor, Marcia Bennett. Forgive me, Custos Marcia Bennett. Allow me to acknowledge our Mayor, Councillor Louis Chin, Mayor of Morant Bay. Now, what can I say about the Honorable Big Ton Shirley? Because it's no more Little Ton anymore. The chairman of the Factories Corporation, who has taken on this project not just for his own professional duty, but he has taken it on as a passion project. This is something that he really wanted to see done, and I commend you, Tani, for the effort that you have put in. Mr. Angus Young, the Chief Executive Officer of the National Commercial Bank Capital Markets Limited, for your partnership in this project. Mr. Dan Granby, Country Manager of China Harbor Engineering Company, and all the clients and stakeholders of the Morant Bay Urban Center. But most of all, I want to thank each and every one of you here who has come to witness this moment in history. I want to thank the people of St. Thomas for your patience, for your long suffering and your endurance. Today, we definitively close the chapter of decades of underdevelopment, disinvestment, infrastructural neglect that have long defined a narrative of St. Thomas being the forgotten parish. Today, we emphatically declare that St. Thomas is firmly on the path for the fulfillment of its true vision of a prosperous, growing, fair, and equitable society. Today is 160 years since the Morant Bay Rebellion. For many, there is an expectation that for the wrongs that were done to us and our forebears and our ancestors, that there must be reparations. And I believe that there must be reparations. And eventually, inevitably, there will be reparations. We must keep up the fight for reparations. But I also believe that the duty of reparations does not only lie on the generations that follow the wrong, in the sense of the generations of those who committed the wrong should right the wrongs of their forebears. It is also incumbent on the generations of the victims to also, in their own actions, in their own achievements, in the decisions they make, to right the wrongs that were visited upon their forebears. In other words, whilst I believe that there must be reparation, I am not going to wait on it. I believe that I have the strength and vigor of my mind and body. I believe I have the agency, meaning the independence to act in my own interest. And I believe I have equal or even greater intellect to use whatever little resources I have to correct the wrongs that were visited on my forebears, so that my children coming won't have to suffer the indignity and the wrongs. And it is in doing that that you are able to stand up as equal to those who have done you wrong in the past, to say, regardless of what you have done to me, see, I have made good with my own two hands. I have pulled myself up from the bootstraps. I have stood up against obstacles, and I have overcome. Today is a day when the people of St. Thomas can say, we are overcoming 160 years of wrongs and neglect. And we are doing it of and by ourselves with our own resources. That is what it means, my people, to be independent. That is what it means to be independent. I am not an ideologue. I don't believe in any form of ideology other than what makes sense, other than what works, other than what is practical, other than what is fair. And I have conducted myself as your leader in that regard. A decade ago, at a church in this parish, I hosted a town hall meeting called Prosperity Live. Some of you here may have been in that church hall. And a young lady stood up and she said, and I'm paraphrasing her, St. Thomas needs development. For too long, we have neglected the parish. And she used certain examples to demonstrate the neglect. I'll never forget it. She said St. Thomas is the only parish that doesn't have a stoplight. And then she went on to say, St. Thomas don't even have a KFC. Now I am going to send a bill for promotion to KFC because the amount of time that they have been mentioned here. But you get the point that the people of St. Thomas wanted to see the signs of modernity in their parish. 10 years later, I am able to stand here and say, St. Thomas, I did not forget you. St. Thomas, you are now at the cutting edge, the frontier of new developments in Jamaica. Ground was broken in 2019, but the plan was actually conceived in 2017. And I recall distinctly when we broke ground, there were those disbelievers, as there always are persons who are skeptical, that said it wouldn't happen. There were those who probably secretly wanted it not to happen. But by God's willing and hard work, it has happened. We have a comprehensive development plan for your parish. We started off with the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project, a 16 kilometers 4-lane highway from Harborview to Yallas, and 96 kilometers of improved roadway from Yallas to Port Antonio. All of that together represents approximately $200 million of expenditure. That is about $32 billion spent on improving access through the parish. And it wasn't all the main road. We improved the road access for Cedar Valley as well, and other roads leading off. And it wasn't just roads. We also put in water, we put in sewage, and we also laid the conduits and cables for broadband internet to come to this parish. We have built this Morant Bay Urban Center at a cost of $6 billion Jamaican dollars. We have built the Yallas Fire Station at a cost of $163 million Jamaican dollars. We have upgraded the Acadia and Port Morant Health Center at a cost of $37 million Jamaican dollars. Not to mention the whole heap of social housing that we have given in the parish, and today I'll be handing over about 6 more. And we're not stopping yet, because there is much more to be done. Much more. We have 13.5 acres of land in proximity to this development. And I want you to look out for it, because I intend to come to the first festival or stage show that is kept here, when Gramps and the Morgan family is performing, when Popcorn, as Prime Minister, of course, what do you think? I intend to be there to hear Tony Ann sing. Sing. I'm not going to do any singing today. But we're going to develop that 13.5 acres of land into a multi-purpose entertainment and sports facility. that is going to be the envy of other parishes. This project is not yet finished because we're going to do another extension of 10 acres of new buildings for micro and small businesses.
Dad, don't forget about my new queen.
Sweetie, I can't make it to Dick's this week.
Have you heard of Dix.com?
I heard of Dix.com. Have I heard of Dix.com? Whoa.
Don't overthink it. Let's go shopping.
Anyone impressed with how fast that was?
To ensure that we have access to lands around the urban center to secure its future expansion. We are very happy that we can bring a university to the parish. We are very happy that the Heart Trust is going to be here, not just as an administrative office, but they will have the training facilities here as well. When I heard the announcement that PICA will be here, a lot of noise went up for them. That's the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, JPS, NWC, the National Housing Trust, the Jamaica Information Service, all kinds of government entities are going to be here. So the people of St. Thomas don't have to travel to Kingston to be connected with their government. They can come right here. Oh, did I mention that the tax office will be here as well? But while I'm very proud of this building, which is your municipal head office, your parish council head office building, I'm also very proud of the courthouse. And there's a reason. You see, a part of the spark for the Morant Bay Rebellion was that the small farmers, the children of the former enslaved who worked the fields, trying to do their little business, they couldn't get justice. They were occupying lands, and the plantation owners didn't want them to become subsistence farmers. So they did all kinds of things to undermine their occupation of the land, so that they had to come back to the plantation to work. And therefore, even if as freedmen they would go to plead their case in court, they couldn't get any justice, because the administration of the court system was also a part of the planter class. And that created a sense of injustice in the society, and that boiled over into the rebellion. So it is very symbolic that we are going to be putting right here the most modern court facility in Jamaica, and possibly indeed in the Caribbean, right here in the Morant Bay Urban Center. We are also going to be building out medical facilities, and this will host 25 specialized units ranging from general practitioners, pediatricians, neurologists, orthopedic surgeons, you name it. And we will also have a facility for accident and emergency and urgent care. This will significantly improve access to health care in St. Thomas. We are laying the foundation, my friends, for a new economy in this parish. And I want you to pay attention to that mission. We are not going to create prosperity without creating an economy. And to create the economy, you have to build infrastructure, because it is the infrastructure that creates the platform on which people can do business and generate profit and satisfy demand. This lovely facility here, this very convenient facility here, well designed and well laid out, this is going to create the new economy that will generate the new wealth for the parish. Not just for people who are already rich, but for every single person in St. Thomas. This will be generating the prosperity that you have always wished for. The important point to note, however, is that this development is not only going on in St. Thomas. We have already started the Boundbrook Urban Center. So the people of Portland will be experiencing this kind of joy to see the restructuring and redevelopment of their parish, to see the creation of a new economy in their parish. We have started to acquire lands in Negril because the town of Negril is growing rapidly and it needs its own urban center. In Portmore, we are looking at a project in Portmore that we are going to be calling the Jamaican Silicon Valley. And that project is in its development state. It's the Nagohead Integrated Business Center, and that center will be the largest project undertaken by the FCJ. It will span 1 million square feet. That would be about 2 times the size of this project. Minister Vaz pointed out to me that when I am speaking, I must mention that it is not just roads that we have built, but we have allocated 2 bus routes to St. Thomas. And those 2 bus routes, since they have been installed less than 3 months now, about 4 months now, they have carried over 100,000 rides. And I am certain that everyone who is using those buses are very happy because it is saving them bus fare, improving their convenience, and it is operating on time. But more is to come. You're going to get 7 school buses that will be serving some of the remote areas of the parish. And I'm certain that the children of this parish will be very happy to be able to use those buses. And of course, those buses will be free of cost to them in terms of bus fare. But what I'm also very proud of and very pleased of, you haven't seen it yet. Well, you have seen a little of it. But St. Thomas is going to see an explosion in housing development. Already, we have about 2 or 3 housing developments happening along the road corridor. But I'm here to tell you that I am in sight of at least 3 other major developments to come on more than 3,000 acres of land, which will give both accessible, affordable, and low-income housing and middle and upper-income housing. So the entire parish is going to be a place where people are going to come and move in to live. So you who have been here suffering for a long time, you are also going to benefit because they have to come to your market, they have to hire you, they have to come and use your service. So your parish is going to grow and your income is going to grow. And from your income, you will be able to do the things that you have always wanted. Now I know, I'm the first to tell you that there is still a lot to be done. We know that there are communities that still don't have proper water supply. We know that there are communities that still have bad roads. We know that there are many houses to be fixed. The last time I toured, they took me on the river bank around that side and showed me how the river is eating away and threatening their houses. We have to address those. So as I stand here and tell you all the great things, I don't want you to believe that I am not also aware of the things that are dragging on your mind. But anybody can come here and play upon grievance and grouses, but not anyone can actually say, I can deliver. I can deal with those issues. I know how to deal with it because I can show you how I have dealt with it. So I said to those persons who choose not to look at the positive side of things, those who choose to see the glass as half empty, I say to them, look to the person who can fill the glass. Look to the person who has made the glass half empty. Because the person who is complaining that the glass is half empty is usually the person who never put a drop in the glass. And if you want the glass to full, you have to deal with the person who at least bring it from 0 to half. We are ready to bring you from 0 to 100 and even more. So, as I close my presentation to you with the showers of blessings on us, I feel like we have closed the circle with Paul Bogle and George William Gordon, who gave their lives, and the over 400 Jamaicans who were slaughtered, massacred in the rebellion. I feel that today we are beginning to repair the injustices of the past by our own means and through our own will. We are charting our own course to prosperity, which is the true destiny promised to us. So I want to tell you, the people of St. Thomas, we are happy with what we have achieved, but we are not comfortable, and therefore we are continuing on the journey to make the glass full. God bless you and thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. We are going to move directly to the cutting of the ribbon. The ushers will escort the Prime Minister to the cutting of the ribbon. We're going to invite Dr. Fenton Ferguson to join
the Prime Minister, Minister Desmond McKenzie, Minister Delroy Chuck, His Excellency Chen Daojang, MP James Robertson, Mayor Louis Chin, Mr. Angus Young, Honorable Litton Shirley, Mr. Dangram B, Mrs. Arlene Williams, and Dr. Donald Farquharson to accompany the Prime Minister for the ribbon cutting.
While the ribbon cutting is going on, we're going to invite all the clients, if you could take a position at your respective locations at the urban center, such that following the ribbon cutting, when the Prime Minister does the tour, he can engage you at your respective spaces on the urban center. So ladies and gentlemen, the moment officially is here when the Prime Minister, flanked by all the persons we just indicated, will be doing the cutting of the ribbon. So the Prime Minister is indeed in position. And he's being joined
by Dr. Fenton Ferguson, Minister Desmond McKenzie, Minister Delroy Chuck, His Excellency Chen Zhuang, MP James Robertson, Mayor Louis Chin, Angus Young, Honorable Liston Shirley, Mr. Dangram B, Mrs. Arlene Williams, and Dr. Donald Farquharson.
Dr. Farquharson, the Managing Director of
the Factories Corporation of Jamaica.
We remind the respective clients of the urban center to ensure that you take up position at your respective locations here at the urban center, such that so soon as the Prime Minister removes from the gate where the ribbon is being cut, he can engage you at your respective spaces.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. The vision has become reality. The Morant Bay Urban Center is being officially opened. Cheers to the parish of St. Thomas.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You have been a great audience. We have received blessings upon this space and at this place, and we give thanks for that. So it's with an attitude of gratitude that we both say thank you for this morning and all that is in store, but the work has now begun.
Get your visas ready to enter the parish of St. Thomas.
My name is Fabian Brown, and it certainly was a pleasure, indeed a privilege, to engage you this morning as we sought to navigate the ceremony as it was. And with me,
Rochelle Cameron.
Thank you very much, Rochelle. It certainly was a pleasure.
There you have it there, the opening of the Morant Bay Urban Center here in St. Thomas. Once dubbed the Forgotten Parish. Hope you enjoy our coverage of the event live here on WDT Media TV. And hopefully St. Thomas will see development as the years unfolded. Drone shot there of the urban center in St. Thomas. As I heard, the PM announced that buses will transport children free of cost to school in the parish. And St. Thomas in need of at least some fast food joints for the persons there, and also a stoplight. There's not one stoplight in St. Thomas. And you see the aerial shot there of the venue. You just saw what was the opening ceremony live here inside our channel WDT Media TV, and they can share with friends and family overseas, and those who are from St. Thomas living overseas can see the development in their parish. All right, there. So I'm Dudley Thompson, and again, like, share, and subscribe. And again, thanks for watching. And again, tell your friends about WDT Media TV as we continue to give you aerial shots there of the Morant Bay Urban Center. It was once the property of the Goodyear Oval many moons ago. Now transformed into a nice area. There in St. Thomas. And again, as we say, thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now. Until we meet again with more political update, sports, and others here inside WDTV. I'm Dudley Thompson saying so long until we have more update for you on other events. Have for yourselves a wonderful day.